Scandinavia. Top 10 places to visit in Scandinavia. With a reputation for being the cool end of Europe, both literally and figuratively, the beauty of Scandinavia lies in its contrasts. From ultra-hip cities full of sleek design and world-class restaurants, to back-to-basics cabin living in some of the most epic natural landscapes in the world. From must-see urban destinations like Stockholm and Copenhagen, to must-be-seen to be believed phenomenon like the Northern Lights and the Midnight Sun. Made up of Norway, Sweden and Denmark, with Finland a close neighbor, it's no cliché to say this Northern European sub-region really does have something for everyone. Scandinavia encompasses several different countries, and although they're often grouped together, they are all uniquely special. What they do all have in common is wonderful, cultured people who will welcome you to their country with real heart. Fascinating cultures full of myth, mystery and legendary gods, some of which you'll be familiar with and others you may never have heard of. And the real reason you should be going there, the absolutely breathtaking dramatic landscapes and natural wonders the likes of which you won't find anywhere else in the world. So if you're thinking of heading to Scandinavia, but in case you're not yet convinced, here are our top 10 reasons to visit Scandinavia immediately. Number 10. Koli National Park, Finland. The landscapes of the Koli National Park aren't just stunning, they're also inspiring. Voted the best hiking area in Finland in 2013, the amazing views from the Koli Hills have ignited the creative juices of many famous artists. The park has over 80 kilometers of hiking routes which wind through centuries-old, moss-covered forests, past waterfalls, and through meadow-like clearings. Take the trail up Koli Hill, and when you reach the summit, over 350 meters above sea level, you'll be rewarded with the best-known view in all of Finland, the panorama of Lake Pyliminen. If you prefer to sit and ponder on the wonders of the world, then climb the hiking route up Koli Hill. You'll find Finland's most famous viewpoint at the top. A large jutting rock where you can rest and contemplate the incredible views of the lake below. Number 9. Øresund Underwater Bridge, Denmark and Sweden. When man puts his mind to construction, the results can often be astounding. The Øresund Underwater Bridge, which links Sweden with Denmark, is one of those feats. It stretches for almost 5 miles across the Øresund Strait and is the longest road and railway bridge in the world. Its imposing design, almost as iconic as the Golden Gate Bridge, is visible from the air when you fly into Copenhagen. But that fact is not the one which makes it uniquely special. What does make it special is how the dramatic bridge structure, which starts on the Swedish coast outside of Malmö, suddenly takes a sloping dive and submerges beneath the waters, converting into the Drogden Tunnel. The 2.5-mile long tunnel re-emerges on the Danish island of Amager. Number 8. Preikestolen, Norway. Every hike has its end rewards. Some bigger and more spectacular than others. Preikestolen in Norway is one of the latter. At just under a staggering 2,000 feet high, the flat-topped cliff looms over the glacial blue waters of the Lysfjord below. The granite plateau can only be reached by a short but steep path which can take anywhere up to 3 hours to climb. It won't be the climb which takes your breath away though, it'll be the views you're compensated with when you reach the top. Number 7. Stockholm Archipelago, Sweden. If you've ever wondered what it might be like to have your own private island, you need to sail around the Stockholm Archipelago. With upward of 20,000 islands spread throughout the Baltic Sea, your imagination would have plenty to choose from. You might not want to share with the seagull colonies which inhabit some, but there are others which are studded with Viking graves, nature trails to cycle along, and there's some amazing wildlife like eagles and seals to spot. Number 6. Louheli Sauna, Finland. The Louheli Sauna in Finland's capital city, Helsinki, really is worth getting steamed up about. Although it's easy enough to get a sauna pretty much anywhere in the country, this one is special and just shouldn't be missed. Stunningly stylish, the waterfront installation looks out over the Baltic. As well as enjoying a traditional smoke sauna followed by a dip in the sea, there's a very classy restaurant and some great cafe terraces where you can enjoy the views. Number 5. Rabjergmile and Robjerg Nude Lighthouse, Denmark. If you visit the Rabjergmile in Denmark, don't stand still for too long. The impressive stretch of sand dunes creep forward at a rate of just under 60 feet a year and engulf everything in their path. Phenomena of nature, the dunes can reach anywhere up to 130 feet in height. That's a lot of sand and the closest thing to a desert you'll find in Scandinavia. Propelled by the winds which gust through the area, the Rabjergmile covers a surface area of just under half a square mile. The Robjerg Nude Lighthouse is one of the shifting sand's latest victims. The high point it once stood on is now covered with sand, and although it's not completely engulfed by the dunes, it won't be long before it is. Number 4. The Atlantic Road, Norway. If you're into exciting drives, the Atlantic Road should be right at the top of your list of amazing highways. The Atlantic Road curves its way through an archipelago of islands on the western coast of Norway. The road links the islands together with 5 miles of switchbacks more twisted than a dragon's back, 8 bridges, and several viaducts. It has been designated the honorable title of Norway's construction of the century. Number 3. Ice Hotel, Sweden. There really is only one place you can go for a perfect chill-out stay, and that's the Ice Hotel in the small town of Jukkasjärvi in northern Sweden. The hotel started as one single room in the late 80s. Now there are around 70 deluxe suites constructed every year with ice blocks taken from a nearby river. The igloo-type rooms are decorated with stunning murals and ice statues carved by local sculptors. There's no worry of anything melting, as the temperature in the rooms maintains a steady -5 to -8 degrees. Now that's cool. Number 2. Lofoten Islands, Norway. There's an old saying which goes, where there's a will there's a way, and you'll need to be very determined to get to the Lofoten Islands in northwest Norway. It takes the best part of a day, by plane and boat, to get there, but it is well worth it. The isolated islands, which are north of the Arctic Circle, have been blessed with landscapes which look as if they could only have been created by the most imaginative of game designers. Stark and steep mountain peaks back the glacial waters of the fjords, which are so clear they reflect the blue of the sky, and the colorful, painted fishing huts which line their shores. Add the extra nuance of Arctic light by day or the aurora borealis by night, and it's as if a little piece of heaven has somehow ended up in a remote corner of the earth. Number 1. Geirangafjord, Norway. Norway is without a doubt a country full of fjords. With an estimated count of around 1,200, it'd have to be a special one to stand out from all the rest. The Geirangafjord meets all the criteria to make it Norway's king of the fjords. Over 9 miles long and just under a mile wide, it has been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Surrounded by steep cliffs on both sides, the Gerangerfjord is adorned with several very impressive waterfalls and some of the most scenic hiking trails in the world.